Satnam, good morning. Welcome to our morning rise as I'm facing the sun. Yeah, my little hearts. Okay, I'm a mess. Okay, so slight readjustment, and here we are. Okay, this was a little better. Okay, so are we going to tune in and do our 3 minutes fists of anger, and then followed by 6-minute meditation. And today is day 73. That's 10. That's masculine and feminine, 1 and 0, everything and nothing. And so we are co-creating our life. We are co-creating our day. We are co-creating with the universe every moment of our lives. And we have a choice in any given situation how we like the situation to unfold. And we have a choice on how we perceive it too. So I hope you're practicing that every day. I'm certainly in the environment that tests me every moment to moment. And it's quite nice to be so aware of your own patterns and still noticing the new ones that are, it's like when you realize that the old isn't gonna work and you try to come up with a new, and it's like trial and error. Okay, this new one didn't work. Okay, that new one didn't work. And so you're constantly evolving. And I think that goes back to being curious about life, being curious, not being stuck in the old patterns. Oh, that's always happened before. I remember, I'm not going to do that, because that'll have an opportunity, create an opportunity, and create an openness in your mind for a situation or behavior to come new. And I'm talking about a mishmash between myself and people around me. So the example is, my mom could say about my dad, oh, he's always been like that. She doesn't give him an opportunity to be different, or she doesn't even notice when my dad tries to do something different, because she's so set in the way he's always done things, and so she feels that there's no room for him to create something new. And that's not true. The saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks is so not true. And I invite you to test that for yourself, because I don't believe so. I don't believe so. So let us bring our hands in front of the heart center. We're going to take a deep inhale, lengthen our spine. And full exhale. Inhale again deeply. Exhale. Lifting the gaze up to the brow point. And suspending the breath for a moment, coming into your body fully. Feeling your body from the inside out. Exhale. Again, deeply inhale, gazing to the Ajna Chakra, third eye center. And gently engaging the root lock, connecting to Mother Earth. Feeling your presence, knowing that you're safe, secure, and rooted in your truth. And exhale. And let's inhale deeply to tune in. Om Namo Gurudeva Namo. Adgure Name, Jagadgure Name, Sadgure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Adgure Name, Jagadgure Name, Sadgure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Adgure Name, Jagadgure Name, Sadgure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Deeply inhale. Suspend the breath, engage the root lock, hold the gaze. Empty yourself. Empty yourself so the divine could feel you. And an exhale, relax. Is that no? Okay, so I've been here a week and don't feel grossed out. Yesterday was the first day I was able to take an actual shower, washing my hair, and the first day that I was actually able to put oil on my skin. I've been here a week and I had not had a chance to do that. So it's such an opposite of where I live in my home, where everything kind of revolves around me and my rituals and my self-care practices. So that is like really eye-opening, So that's just a mild observation, and it's amazing that you just notice it and you flow with it, and there's no there's not like, oh my God, I don't have time for it. It's like, hey, it's okay, it'll come when it comes, and the universe makes space. I had to rearrange a few of my clients and shift things around, and luckily for me, people are flexible and understanding, and I appreciate you guys also being flexible and allowing me to switch the broadcast time, because it is just more, I think, conducive to my current situation. Only one more week of this, and then we'll be back to normal space, to my own space, to the time that works. All right, so fists of anger. Again, the mudra for expression is the thumb reaching to the mound of the pinky, Mercury mound, squeezing the fingers tightly around the thumb. It's a backward stroke, and you could go as intensely as you like. Match the breath to your movement. So every time you strike back, it's an exhale. So you move it to the pace that works for you. The gaze is at the brow point. We're directing all the prana to the third eye. We're directing the energy to help us see clearly. What is it we're clearing, perhaps, or what else is there? In most of the Kundalini Yoga meditation, the gaze is always often here. There is exceptions, certainly, on the tip of the nose and on the crown and to the moon center or 9/10 close. But for the most part, the gaze is always here because we want the energy to be directed to the third eye, so that our mind's eye can be our guide to seeing the situation beyond what we see, beyond the human eyes, which is usually based on the past experiences and based on duality that exists in the world and our limited way of perceiving situations. So it's important to keep the gaze here. Mentally, we're chanting mantra Har to keep the thoughts at bay, and it's possible that you could be mentally chanting Har and the thoughts are still coming. Hey, that's the instrument, that's the mind. It's a tool that was given to us, and we cannot be in a state of no thought unless you're dead. So welcoming the thoughts in the way of let them pass by without being agitated. Oh, here comes another thought. I used to sit and meditate, and I used to have a feeling that I'm supposed to have a clear mind, totally space blank, no thoughts. That's not possible, and it's not. If your idea of meditation is that you should have no thought, please throw that out, because thoughts are coming. It's more of a not reacting to the thoughts or not getting wrapped up and entangled in the thoughts, because the thoughts come. It's like a current, right? It's a mind's current. It's one after the other. It links together. And our thing as an observer, as you, the higher self, the witness, simply observe the thoughts without getting entangled, without engaging a dialogue with it. The first analogy that was used in one of the guided meditations that I did many years ago when I was learning how to meditate said it's like your mind is like a sky and the thoughts are like clouds, and you're watching the clouds pass by in your mind, and that's it. That made a difference for me. So hopefully that's helpful for you. The breath of fire is very powerful through the O-shaped mouth in this Kriya. We want to engage the navel, and so be mindful not to use the cheeks or just the upper part of your chest. You want to use the navel. And so every time you inhale, the belly inflates. Every time you exhale, the belly button pulls in towards the spine. The other last thing is to press the root log gently, so you're sitting in your throne, you're connecting to Mother Earth, her energies. And the last thing I was going to mention is during the end, when we lock, yesterday I introduced pressing the upper under tongue to the upper palate. Try to remember to do that. And notice if that gives you any different effects. May not do it on the first time, but hey, if we seal everything, it's like a whole container. Lately, I've been visualizing myself being completely empty and squeezing all the toxins out, and then just holding the breath as I fill myself with more love and patience and compassion, and really seeing the I'm gonna say it, like really seeing the children in my parents. I really want to see the inner child of my mom and then the inner child of my dad. And honestly, it really does feel that way when they're complain or interact. I feel like, oh gosh, this is a baby that needs attention, because both of them had difficult childhoods in their own way, and there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of issues, and I think this is their time to heal that too. And I'm here to kind of guide them along a little bit, the best I can. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm kind of been doing this practice long enough that I trust my intuition more and more. And for me, this is a test of trusting myself. And when I'm guided to do something or to say something, I am trying to follow it more and discerning where is the ego and where is the true, my true self, my intuition speaking. Okay, so here we go, coming into position with the mudra and the fingers. Pregnant women will not be doing breath of fire, and so are the ladies on a moon cycle. We're going to do long deep breath instead. For everybody else, we begin with the breath first, sitting up nice and tall. Begin the backward stroke with the arm. mentally chanting, keeping the mind focused. Here we go. Interlace the fingers. Deep inhale through the O-shaped mouth. Stretch the arms up. Squeeze tight. Don't forget about the tongue. Inhale deeply. Inhale. Then let your arms fall by the sides, coming onto your knees or your lap. Take care of your body if you need a sip of water. But stay in this peaceful meditative state. And then let's inhale deeply together. A sigh or an exhale. A few more times. When you're ready, you may gently open your eyes. Take a little bit of water. I feel that the message that I say is that when we make room in our mind to welcome a new pattern of behavior for people around us and even ourselves, I just got a message like, yeah, same applies to me. I have to have an open mind to allow my parents to try the new patterns of behavior, to try the new way of thinking. And I know it's possible because I brought Kundalini Yoga book with me, and I bought it from Russian store in Russian language. It's a textbook that we used in our training, and we have reading circles. When I started reading some of the chapters to my parents, and the first chapter we decided to read was about the 10 energetic bodies. We have the soul body, the 3 mental bodies, the negative, positive, and the neutral mind. We talked about the pranic body, the subtle body, the radiant body, the arc lines, the aura, and believe it or not, they were quite fascinated with it. And my mom actually took the book when I was doing something else. I think I was cooking, and she put on her glasses and she sat with a notepad and she was reading and taking notes and writing down how she could balance her energetic bodies. And I think it's so amazing. I think it's so incredible that they're resonating with technology, because honestly, when you read about Kundalini Yoga teachings, and it's all like yogic philosophy, it's not just specifically Kundalini. I think it's known in all lineages. It's just, it depends on how much time is allotted for that, to study that. It's incredible. It's incredible what we don't know about our makeup, like our, like energetic makeup. We only know about the physical body, and only now some of the science is looking into the energies, the electromagnetic field around us, and it's fascinating. So my dad is 73 and my mom is 66, and so I disagree that you cannot teach an old dog new tricks or new information. I think it's about presentation, and if they're ready, they're ready. They're gonna absorb it. And so I was quite pleasantly surprised. And on the flip side, when I was packing to come here, I brought that book with the intention to read it to them. And because my positive mind is more developed than my negative mind, I always think that things will play out really nicely and it will work. And so I could also say that I manifested that they're reading and showing interest, because I didn't imagine them not to. When I was packing, I was like, okay, I'm taking this book because I'm going to read it to my mom and dad, and I'm going to look on the plane what chapters would be good for them, and they'll learn new things and they will try to apply it. I didn't think, oh, they're not going to read it, they're going to think it's a bunch of woo-woo. No. And look at that, it played out. So when I say that we are co-creators of our lives and our outcomes, we most certainly are. We most certainly are. And our greatest, and I'm saying our, but I'm gonna say mine, but I do feel that many people could relate. The greatest obstacle is the self-doubt, that we don't trust our intuition, because we're so conditioned to be in the mind and the logic and calculating the probabilities of that happening. And remember, calculating probabilities is always based on the past experiences, and we just have to ditch that and be open to newness. And I think that's what played out so beautifully for me this time. Okay, we're going to move on to our meditation. I'm gonna go over the breath again. Inhaling for 5 counts, exhaling for 5 counts, and then just relaxing the body, keeping a good yogic posture, and keeping the breath out for 15 seconds. if that's available to you. If it's not, go shorter segments. We're on day 73, and so at this point I'm not really counting anymore. I am already aware of what a 5-second inhale feels like in my body and what 5-second exhale feels like in my body. And then what does the suspension for 15 seconds feel like in my body? And so I invite you to kind of play with that too. If you haven't yet, you might have already been doing that. So if that's so, good job. Okay, so here we go. We first always start the meditation with a deep inhale to kind of give that prana to our body, wash it over before we start alternating our breath. So closing your eyes, focusing at the brow point if you choose, or closing the eyes 9/10, looking down at your feet. Let's inhale deeply and exhale. And now begin inhaling slowly and deeply for a count of 5. Exhaling slowly yet completely for a count of 5. And then returning, coming back to the stillness with the relaxed abdominal muscles and the diaphragm, allowing your body to be totally still until the next inhale, slow and smooth, followed by the same exhale, slow and full. Once again coming to the stillness, the relaxed state of the body, relaxed state of the mind. And continue this pattern on your own. Please complete this breathing cycle. And when you're ready, take a deep inhale and full exhale. Inhale deeply, press the root log gently, stretch your arms overhead. And exhale. Come on, come on, come on. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath, shake the arms. Exhale. And just holding this meditative space. Let's take a few deep inhales together. Inhale deeply. A sigh or an exhale. Two more times. Inhale. And exhale. And one more. And when you're ready, you may gently open your eyes. Very well. All right, that concludes our practice. And we'll bring our hands into prayer mudra to seal the practice with the breath and the mantra. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Inhale for Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Thank you so much for joining me today for day 73. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time. Sat Nam.